Hey buddy, and welcome to part 2 of this Copper Cube Android tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a, we're going to be doing a door. So we're going to be doing actually several types of doors. One where you just walk through it and it opens up, closes behind you. The next one where you actually have to pick up a key, unlock the door, and then it will open. And you've gained that key, you can open up that door, not another type of door. So we're going to need an asset. So I have some assets from Unity, and we're going to insert them into the game. So we have our door. So there's our door frame, but we need to actually size this up to fit this size. So let's see if that works. It looks like we're going to have to increase it a wee bit. And then we're also going to need to texture it. But let's see what it looks like. I don't want to like texture everything right now. You can keep it like that. Get it right to where the door floor is. Halfway, and then we want to size it up. So we're almost there, so I don't want to go crazy. We go up a bit. It's almost level, but we need to actually make it wider. So to do that, I'm just going to do that manually. Normally we would actually put some sort of spacer right there, so there would be some sort of beam right there. So I'm just going to size up so that side meets the wall. Almost there. Okay, now what we need to do is actually put the door there. So we're going to insert a static mesh, and now we're going to go for a door. Now I'm going to copy its position to this door, then I'm going to copy its size. That will fit our door perfectly. Now all we need to do is make the material right there. So material wise, those are static and solid. That is static and solid too. All we need to do though is modify clear vertex colors so they have the same type of shading. Okay, that may look a little bit crazy, but you need to make sure everything is kind of basic. We don't want to like overload our device or anything, like doing way too much. I'm pretty sure we could all slap some textures onto these and it'd still be good, but we're going to do one thing at a time. So we're going to actually make a room on the other side of the door so that there's something for us to walk to. We'll make this room a wee bit larger. then over here we'll put a locked door. So you'll need to actually pick up a key. Okay, now we're done with that. I'm going to put some walls here. So we're going to copy this one and move it over here. Once we're done with doing the doors, we can actually, well, on the locked door we'll actually need a key, so we'll have one type of pickup. But we're going to actually move into a basic UI system. So after we do this, it's going to be putting an icon on the screen so we can say, hey, you actually picked up the yellow key, or the green key, or so on and so forth. And then we'll put in objects. So we can put in crates, some stuff to make it actually look like a sci-fi area. And then what we'll do is we'll actually use this same template to make the first-person shooter for Android. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to put minus 180, or actually just zero that out so it flips. Okay, so we have our room, and then we'll just knock out one of these doors, one of these areas to put a door in. Okay, so what are we gonna do to activate this door? Well, we need our character to be near it so that it senses, hey, there's something, or the player, near me. I need to open up, and then I need to close once it leaves. So what we're gonna do is we're actually going to copy its position, because that's what it's going to be when it closes. I'm actually going to paste that in the second screen. I actually prefer, guys, if you pulled up like a Word or a text document or something like that, so you could paste these X, Y, and Z coordinates to it, and then because you're definitely going to need it, so you don't actually mess up your basically sci-fi door opening and closing. So we're also going to take the coordinates of it opening. We can have it open or close. Normally you're going to have a ceiling. So there'd be a ceiling and you can actually see it open. We'll work on that a bit later. We'll take those coordinates. We'll actually pull up a text document. I'm going to pull up Notepad. So these are the open coordinates, and then these are the closed coordinates. Alright, so what we're going to do first, do a behavior. We're going to say behavior on proximity to something. We'll how close we want to be. Hopefully you guys can see it. There's a yellow line right there. And we actually want this to be a bit larger, so we're going to try 40. How about 80? We need to double it in size. That would work. The current active camera. Now we're going to do a scene node, because we want a specific object to trigger this. And we're going to do camera. Enters radius, action. Do a plus. We're going to add stuff, and we're going to change the position of a scene node. Change which scene node. Plane mesh, mesh 2. So that should be us. Okay, and then move animated, yes. Okay, so we want to actually to be in the open, to go to the open position. So we're just going to paste that there. And we're going to take the closed position, copy it, say OK to that, and we're going to click on that, and we're going to set it back to that. Behavior, again, do another on proximity, and do 80 again. The current active what? The current active, select camera, exit radius, action. What do we want to do? We want this to close. Change position of what? Mesh 2. There's our closing. We want it to animate. Okay. Now we're going to publish this as an exe so we can actually test it. And again, we need to actually make this larger so you guys can see. We're going to go into Windows exe, and I'm going to do 1024 by 720. I'm going to set anti-aliasing on. Yeah, that's good. Set OK. Now we run it. There you go. Well, you can't really see. Okay, it opens it. And it closes it. Again, we're in third person, so we can only see what this cube is saying. But you can see it opens it. It looks like we have to get pretty close to it though. See if we can actually make that 100. Okay, so I think we're saying the camera. Okay, select. We want it to be the cube then. That's going to be cube mesh 1. Behaviors, scene node, near what. I would actually really like if we had a search function on the selection thing. That'd actually be really, really nice. Scene node, what? The cube mesh. Cube mesh 1. Okay, there we go. And later on, we'll actually fix this third person setup. We'll add another cube that is actually parented or stuck to this cube but is invisible. So we're actually following this cube that you see, but we're looking at another item. Boom, opens, and it closes. The person style, smooth following. Okay, so it works for now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a locked door. So I'm actually going to set it to be over here. I'm going to duplicate the frame. We're going to copy and paste it. And then I'm actually going to make this 12 by 12 by 12 by 12. We're going to take out that one. I'm actually going to rotate this 90 degrees. Not 9, but 90. Move it over here. Looks like we may have to actually increase it. I'm going to actually take the position of that one. We should have taken the position of the first one, but this one will do. Okay. Again, what you can actually do, it's a wee bit small. or we can move it over there. Now we're good. Okay, let's move it halfway. Again, put either a small plane with these flat pieces right here if you can make it small, or what you can do is add a cube and then add some sort of like supportive, like it's a beam texture, and that would also go to the other side. Again, we'll texture that in a little bit, probably in the next episode or two. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this door, we're also going to copy it. We're also going to take its size, and we're going to take its position. But the coding is going to be a little bit different because we're going to need to actually import another object. We're going to take its rotation too, and we're going to paste that right there. Okay. So how are we actually going to do this? Well, it's pretty much the same thing, except we're going to now deal with a bit more coding, and this type of coding is called variables. So variables are basically numbers. If it equals a number, then it's going to do something. But until it does that, it's not going to do anything at all. It's basically, if you have a key, you can unlock the door. If you don't have a key, you can't unlock the door. So let's get the basics out. If we have the key in this side of the room, we pick it up. We can go over to this door and unlock it. Well, the code behind that would be key equals 0. You walk through this door, and a variable that you have in your code system attached to the player is called key equals 0. Now this door to open needs to have key equals 1. You pick up that key, it adds 1. Door will only open if you go near it and key equals 1. You go near it without a key, key equals 0, won't open up the door. You have one of two. You're near it, but you don't have the key. Or the variable. See, we always think it's the key, it's actually the variable. Now, it's, you do have the key, you can't open up the door. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. And that's what basically variables do. They just, we think of an object like, I need to collect 50,000 rupees. Well, no, you actually just need to collect 50,000 points or variable numbers that actually trigger another event in the game. We just like thinking, hey, cool, it's an item, it's a key. So there's a little tiny object. We're going to increase this a wee bit bigger than normal. Well, see, it's off center. See, this is the center. It's way off center. So what we're going to do, see, what probably is meant to happen is that it falls down and it hits gravity and it sees this as the center. So it's going to say, oh, we're not going to go below that. So we're not going to fall. But we don't exactly have this in this game engine, so we can center a pivot point. Boom. And now we need to add a texture. Again, we're going to add the little pink and white texture. I'm going to increase this a wee bit. 12 by 12 by 12. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to add some special functions called it's going to spin. So rotate, but it's rotating the wrong way. So we're actually going to set this to be 0 by 0 by 0. Okay, and then its rotation is going to be 0, 0, 0, so we can get it straight back up. And then we're going to put a 3 right there, so it rotates sideways. I want it to go a wee bit faster. There we go. Now we could also have it go up and down, dangling or whatever, but I'm not going to do that. So we're actually going to put this over here. Later on, we'll actually put it in some sort of like crate or on a desk or something, or in like some sort of jar or something like that, so we can actually have a little bit more artistic, oh cool, I found the key, where they were supposed to put the key. Okay, so on collision with this object, we're going to have something happen. We're going to add code to the player. So behaviors on behaviors on proximity to something. distance to a C node. Select, it's going to be the latest one, mesh 5. Okay, so when it's near mesh 5, in this case it's the key, it's going to activate something. Enter radius, action, variable, set or change a variable. So set or change a variable, basically that is to create one or to change one already in that's already been created. So we're going to set one. Okay, variable name is going to be key underscore 1. Later on we'll name this to whatever the key is colored. See, we're going to set it to the value of 1. Okay. And then what we're going to do is actually just destroy the key. Approximate to something, because you know, you don't need to pick up the key 50,000 times. Cameras X special, variables and text, games and sounds. Delete a C node. Delete what? We're going to delete mesh 5. We're going to set it 2 seconds until deletion. 1 second until deletion. Or instant deletion once we have it. Delete C node. Time until deletion 0 seconds. Okay. Now for the door. When we're near the door, it's gonna like say, okay, you need to have, you know, again, you need to have a variable of 1 to actually enter, you know, the facility. So approximate to something. What we're gonna do is variables. If a variable has value, do something. So I need to copy that one. Okay, and then delete it. If a variable has value, variable name, key underscore, was it underscore 1? That was the variable name. Key underscore 1, yes. You always want to make sure that is the right thing. Again, like I said, I would like to have some sort of like when you're looking through your variables, like right now, it'd be variable name. I click this and I have a drop down of all the variables that I have. That would be a nice little add-on. If key underscore 1 is equal to the value of 1, action. Okay, we want to, again, change the position of a C node. Select 3D position, select this. It's going to be, again, mesh 2. Change the position. Again, we pasted that. Move animated. Yes. Okay. Okay. And now we say okay to that. Our first door, we go near it. It opens. We need to go near this key. Boom. We have it. Now again, in the next episode, we're going to add in a UI so that we can see. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Let's check the code. On proximity to something, a distance of 100, a C node, key mesh 1, enters radius. If a variable is equal to the value of 1, change the position. Let's make sure that I have change position 58. Okay, so that should be correct. Of mesh 2. Oh wait, that's mesh 4. Okay, so we did. Looks like we did the correct code right. I just need to change which mesh. It's another important thing. Keep track of what you're coding on. So again, probably need to name everything. Okay. So there's the door again. We'll fix what you're looking at. It's not the best, but remember we want to stick with the basics. We're going to make this able to run on any device, and then we'll add more to it. So It wasn't supposed to move over there. Again, we need to actually update our variable. So that's going to be the open, position open. Paste that to our text file. And then undo. We know it works. Now we need to actually fix one of the simple bugs. Okay, so proximity to something, if the variable is equal to 1, change the position. So this is opening. So we need to paste this line of position. And then when it's closing, change the position to this. Paste. Okay. Play the game. That door opens. We can run. Pick that up. Boom. And then it closes and we go near it and we close. Okay. So in the next episode, we're going to add a UI that basically has an image of the key that says, hey, you now have this in your inventory. You can now access these doors with the yellow, green, or blue, or whatever key icon on them. Also, in the next episode, we're actually going to probably start texturing everything here. And then we'll actually start working on, again, the UI, fix the camera so it actually looks straight or like an over-the-shoulder camera. Add in some objects, so just a few objects so we can have something that looks nice. And then actually start working on a little mini game. Like, you know, it's a third person setup. We'll need to have some sort of enemy, weapons, bullets, ammo packs, and stuff like that. Also, we'll start in on our first person shooter setup with basically we'll just use the same room since it's basically covering the same stuff, and start in on that type of setup with animated arms and everything. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Remember to hit the like and subscribe. Comment down below if you enjoyed or if you want to see a certain, you know, item added to this, like a certain, you know, how do you do stuff like this. Also, what device are you running this on, and what device do you want me to actually run this on? I'm running this on the lower end hardware so that we can always, you know, add more to it. If you do the lower end, you can always, you know, see, okay, this is the lowest I can go, or I want to go. I want to target this device and up. So yeah, also we'll be adding in a actual animated character so we can run around and see him in the third person format. So again guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully you've learned something, and I'll see you in the next episode.